Last May during the winter break, I found a nearly dried up cactus in the wild, severely dehydrated, but still had a flower bud. I took it home and put it in water to see if I could save it. 3 days later, I replanted it in a small pot. After absorbing water, it pushed out a bud. Overnight, the flower suddenly bloomed. Soon after it withered, a second bud emerged. This time, I recorded its blooming process. In just 3 days, the flower withered. Half a month later, the cactus, fully hydrated, turned much greener, bearing 2 fruits and sprouting new shoots. Later, the new shoots grew bigger and bigger. A month later, by mid-June, they had become a large patch of new cacti. By the end of July last year, the cacti grew a second pad, looking full of life. The cactus fruit is still green right now. I plan to wait for it to ripen and then taste it. The second cactus pad grew quickly. By the end of August, I noticed a third pad had sprouted. After growing taller, it started to lean, so I found a chopstick to support it, hoping it would grow straight. I also gave it some potash fertilizer and sheep pellets, wanting to shape it like a tree. By the end of September, I checked again. The fruits hadn't ripened. The cactus had split into 4 sections, looking like candied hawthorns. By last winter, this cactus stopped growing, the fruit's still green. In a blink, it was mid-April this year. I was surprised to find the first shoot had produced a pair of twins, and looking up, there was another bud. Later, by the end of April, the twins had grown quite a bit, and looking up, new buds had sprouted above them. It's been a full year since its rescue. 10 days later, by early May, the cactus pads grew larger, looking lush green. Delighted, I broke open some slow-release fertilizer, wanting it to focus on growth. By the end of May this year, this cactus was even more luxuriant, but the top pad had dried up for some reason. Was it lacking nutrients? So I repotted it into a larger pot, lining it with plenty of base fertilizer. After watering the soil, I dug it out and planted it in this new pot. Cacti store water very well, so they don't need a huge pot. Soon it was late June, and new shoots appeared on the cactus tops, with buds on every single head. This meant it was ready to branch out and grow new leaves, but these 2 cactus fruits still hadn't ripened. A month later, by early July, I was truly surprised. This cactus had grown even more new shoots, and I saw a weed growing in the pot. It looked a bit like a ground cherry, so I decided to just leave it. I also added some nitrogen and PK fertilizer to the pot. If I can't get cactus fruit, ground cherries are a good alternative. By the end of July, the cactus had grown into a tree shape, and new cacti were starting to sprout again. Unfortunately, the ground cherry produced only 1 fruit before dying. The fruit was still green, probably due to too much summer rain causing root rot. In August and September, it often rained and was windy. Once the cactus was blown off the shelf, breaking its neck and one of its branches. Even after healing, the cactus still had wounds, and with all those thorns, I didn't help it up. Later, I couldn't bear it, so in October, I helped it up again. It took a year and a half, and it finally grew into a tree shape. To make it grow lush, this year I didn't restrict its water. Cacti only bloom when water is restricted, kept dry, and catalyzed by low temperatures. It's already late December, so I plan to put it outside and restrict its water, to see if it can be covered in flowers by spring in a few months. Save this post to see next year's change.